Hey everyone, this is Martin. We are from Team Blue, and here is the setup of our board game. So here is the cooking pile, and at the start of the game, there will be 7 cards. Each player will draw 7 cards, and in their hands, they can hold it. Yes, like in this format. So basically, the player can now see his or her own cards, but he can see the other player's cards. That is the imperfect information in our game. And now the next one is called ingredient pile. So at the start of the game, there will be 4 ingredients shown on the middle of the table. As you can see, so some of them are vegetables, meat, and seafood. So there are some restrictions for like each ingredient because they have their own size and they have their own bonus points. Okay. The next one is to like every player draw a monster preference. The player can see his or her own monster preference, but he cannot communicate this information to other players. And the next one is to decide the dish pile. So at the start of the game, there will be 4 dish piles here. 1 spicy, 1 sour, 1 salty, and 1 sweet. Yes. And each time a dish is finished, a new dish will be placed here, like this. Yeah. And the next one is to each player draw a basic action card. At the start of the game, each player will have 3 basic actions. Yes. And the goal of the game is to satisfy the monster's preference and the monster's goal. Start.
Hi. So, talking about the round sequence, each turn a player has 4 options. One is to play a card, either a flavor card or a heat card. The other action is to play an ingredient card, which is this card, on any of these are the recipes. So we can play either any of these cards on any of the recipes. That's the first option. The second option is to play an ingredient on any of these recipes. The third option is to use an action. For actions, we have 2-3 options. One is we can either finish a recipe. One is to remove a card from a recipe. So let's assume this card is on this recipe and it's sour and spicy. So I can use an action to remove this card for an action card. And the third is someone else, another player can use his action to stop my action. So if say Jojo is having 3 actions and I use an action to remove this, he can also use an action to stop me. Okay. And right. So, and the fourth option I can do in my turn is give others an incomplete information. Like in this scenario, I can tell him this and this is spicy, or this and this is sour, like that. So, or I can also tell him this is +2, this is +2, like that. Okay, so the game proceeds. We play it in a clockwise manner. Everyone takes turns to choose any of these 4 actions, and the goal of the game is to finish recipes and satisfy this nuance. These are the primary requirements of a monster. So the goal of the game is to finish enough recipes to satisfy these requirements, and each player has a monster's preference like this. And so each player in their turns they should account in for the monster's preference and play the cards. And since other players don't know about the monster's preference, we try to predict what their monster's preference is based on their actions and their cards, the things they suggest others or the actions they use to remove the cards. We try to predict others' monster's preference, and we cooperate to play this game to finish each of the monster's preference and get to these requirements. So, and the game finishes. The game is stopped when both of these requirements, both the primary requirements of the monster is finished. And up till then, if we finish all of the monster's preference, we all win. Or if any of the monster's preference is not finished, we all lose.